My name is Michael Wayne Sillers. I go by Memphis on the streets. 55, just turned 55, July 15th. I was born in 1970. I go by Mephis. The reason why I go by Memphis was at 13, I stole a car. I took my girlfriend, another friend, and the other two other friends, and we drank girls, two boys. None of us knew how to drive. And a buddy of mine said his dad had a house in Memphis and used once a year. So he said he could drive. I steal the car. We wrecked the first one because he didn't know how to drive. We go back and steal another one, and I learned to drive on the way to Memphis and get there and find out he was lying. His dad didn't have a house there. It was just a big fiasco. And needless to say, my girlfriend at the time was 13. Her dad was a member of the biker gang, and he's the one that came to pick us up and bring us back from Memphis. So needless to say, I thought I was going to exit before the state line. When I got back, like I said, everybody just tagged. First they called me Tennessee, and then we got short in the middles. I've been on my own ever since. Saw my mom get shot and killed when I was 6 years old. We were trying to get away from her boyfriend. He opened fire on the truck. And the dad was typical 50s, just hardcore. Rule in the house was, don't ever take sides against your family. He's just no emotion, but never threw a football, never played basketball, baseball, never went fishing, hunting, none of that. But I had every toy I wanted. Now I look back and I could care less, My daughters, they may not have had every toy they wanted, but they caught the first fish before they were tealed in. Needless to say, I said, after my mom was killed, brought me back to Marshall, Texas, and gave me to my dad. I'm 6, made it till 1983, at 13. By then I had over 50 counts of runaway. I was in juvenile all the time. Got to where the police just take me to the house. After that, the minor did the street called the cops. I haven't talked to him in 30 years. Yep. We're raised 4. I've always had good jobs. I do furniture make finishing. I've run some of the biggest furniture shops in Fort Worth and Dallas. Money, I tell them what they pay because I've more forms of touch-up that most people don't. Back when I needed a job, I never looked at a one ad. If I got laid off or whatever, I grabbed the phone with the furniture. Like 3 or 4 down, I got a job. And that was literally how I grew up. And, you always heard about the economy was getting hit and this and that. It never really touched, people at my level. And when this did, when I finally realized, I didn't expect this to last this long, I've never been in this situation before this time. A lot of times, here's a job, you a house, whatever. I come out of it when I wanted to. 9th grade, I didn't even finish because at that time, like I said, I was living on my own at 13, shooting up P2 dope. All my friends were 19, 25-year-old junkies on the south side of Fort Worth.
Yep.
I did what I wanted, when I wanted, and, right? My day was meeting somebody, immediately they were labeled victim and friend, that was the way you lived, make it through the night, And it was a different time. But when I got older, like I said, my whole family is nothing but carpenters. So I have a brother, and whenever we get a job at a cabinet shop or whatever, I started working at 16. $3.35 was minimum wage. But as I was working in the cabinet shop, I just got infatuated with the finish department, and I ended up going over there and learning that trade. I make stains, match colors. Like I said, I know forms of touch-up that, lost art now. I can literally I'll call the shots when I go into it.
Yeah.
But, that type of job, it's not around. I don't have an ID. I doubt I'd last long at McDonald's. Get married, get with her, got married. Well, I'm doing the right thing, but on the side, I'm still doing dope. I'm not hanging with the crowds, but wife didn't know it for 10 years. I was a piece of crap. Lose a job, whatever. Wife would go back to her mom. I didn't care. Thought I had it all figured out, I guess, you know, how long. But finally, the last job that I had, again, I started my own business 3 times and lost it. Just gave it up. Yeah. Last job I had, I remember when I lost it, I didn't care. I remember it was just finding good jobs. There's nothing. But it just didn't happen. Like I said, I did not expect this tornado that I was this wrong. I've been out here for 10 years. I just turned 55, July 15th. Yeah, and you know, out here you don't get tickets. I mean, you get warrants because you're not going to go to court. You know, I mean, they're going to issue a warrant for that. You know, drugs. It sure makes this a lot easier. You know, I've quit doing drugs many times, no problem. But out here, you know, like I say, I tell people all the time, and it's not that I don't want to be out, but when you're here, it's a different story. I've had people tell me, you know, hey, you know, there's these programs and this and that. Go try. When you're here, it's a different story. I was in juvenile, 18, in jail. Most of I don't even know how many times I've been there. But yeah, I came up with, you know, you had a tattoo, you covered it when you win.
Right.
You had a tattoo, you're going to apply for a mechanic job, you covered your tattoo.
Yeah.
It's totally different now, but at the same time, you know, my age, you know, it's like I said, you know, people have a lot of, you know, conceptions on how to do it.
Yeah.
You know, I tell them all the time, try it. When you're out here, it's a different story. I've been on housing, you know, for 2 years. No ID. You're supposed to call in every month. I do what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I watch people get housing in 2 weeks, 3 months. You know, bam, they're in an apartment. You know? And I don't know, you know, how they pick and choose.
Right.
You know, but I mean, I've been walking down the road one day, over on Altamira, and I seen the spray rig out back. Walked in, told the guy, hey, I know how to run that rig. Go lease me up. Bam, worked for them in a couple of weeks. And I ain't afraid of work, but I worked all the time. And to be honest with you, just doing this 24 hours a day, I'd rather just have a job and get a paycheck. That's a lot easier. I'm scared shitless that I'm going to be that cautionary talk. You know, like out here, you know, hot rod, I found him in this team, and I think supposed heart attack, overdose, nobody knows. And then everybody's got conspiracy theories on that. You know, like I said, you know, multiple friends. And here I am at my age, and I could tell my girl, she's 30 years younger than me. So here's the deal. I got 20 at my best. At best, I got 20 years in that. I know how quick the 20 is going to go. You know, that's tomorrow. And it's scary. I mean, nobody wants to go out here and like this song I know. It says, no one chooses to take the road that takes you home. I was Catholic whenever I was younger with my dad, so I confirmed that. I know the Bible. I can get into a discussion with. I've argued with Baptist priests, Mormons. I've gone to multiple churches. I had a Lutheran throw a Bible at me because I just got to the point where I thought, I got 3 daughters. I'd never take them into Toys R Us and tell them, look, Daddy's got to go somewhere. I'll be back. While I'm gone, you wait right here. I'll love around wherever. I'm back. But don't touch nothing. And it just strikes me as cruel. When, if there's a God, right, and he's not going to be what we think. We picture it, well, take away the feelings. And if it's an omnipotent being, it's beyond that, you know? It just does what it needs to do, and what's on there's to it. And if there's a being or an entity, that's what I preach about. This heaven thing, you know. You've gotten into quantum mechanics lately, the last few years. We're all energy, that's a fact, can't destroy it. But point of death, man, the consciousness probably ceases to exist. And doesn't matter. You're not gonna know it. I'm not one of these people that runs around and has that hole where I need to know why. I have no problem with looking at it and going, this has been here for billions and billions of years. This is just the time when this is happening, you know? There's gonna be a time when something else is going on. There has been before, it will do again, you know? Like I said, I don't need that to feel me, to make me judge. I believe that like again, everything just got together. Wasn't overnight. Like I said, we tend to forget that there's millions of years have gone by. What's going on? Well, then, people are people. I've seen the good in a person that it just knocked me over with a feather. I've seen someone dang near wearing a frock, and just be a piece of crap, and be just like a sentence. When you're out here, we say, you read people's eyes. It's real easy.
Yeah.
It's not hard. Nobody hides. As far as the solution, 90% of the people I know out here, they're cool with this. They're content. I mean, I'm not saying they want to be here, but they're okay with doing drugs, living in a tent.
They're deaf about it.
Maybe it's because they're young. I'm not. Like we say, because there are things I could do. Wake up and do this. Yeah, there are, because people got tons of plans for that. But when you're here, okay, waking up, getting dressed, going looking for a job, okay, we'll set that aside, because when you wake up, what are you going to eat? Well, where's the clothes that you got to wear? I mean, all that's got to be taken care of. So you're looking at, next thing you know, the day's over. And get slapped like that enough, and you just get to the point where it's like going through your emotions and hoping and praying for something to work, something to you. You come across some money or something, $20, $20. There are things like that out here, except they come with a kicker. You got this one deal going around here, but when you go, you got no phone, no nothing for 6 months. It's like a cult or something. Then you got the one, the housing downtown. Well, if you're with a girl, you can't be together. There's all those. So it's kind of a question. The things that I would want, are they workable in your plan? Drugs? I care less about it. Like I said, makes it easier when you're out here, man.
Well, do you do any drugs currently?
The only thing I do is smoke ice, methamphetamine, ice, throw a rock and hit people that got it everywhere. That's it. I don't smoke weed, I don't drink, nothing. I mean, and that right there, I'd lay that down, no problem. I said, when you gotta do 20 minutes, it's easier. That's an excuse, a cop out, whatever. But it's just easy. Tell you what, like I said, I've been out here a while and I've seen both sides. And the programs that they say they got, when you're out here for us people, I don't see them. People that got housing, they're not in the situation I was in. When they're staying on Dad's couch and stuff like that. And it's like, spotlight just goes around when they come out and they meet me, and this guy really on you,
right?
Going down to the next. And again, like I said, ask the cops around. When you see me, I ain't in the crowd. I don't need nobody. I do what I need to do, and I don't need to panhandle. Whenever I need to get done, I'll figure out a way to get it done. And that's the way it's been with you. If something happens for me, I ain't gonna be great, but I come from the life, you can hope for it all you want, but you just usually, I'm not willing to let you on. And if you never get in this situation, really, but they're not. People with the best of intentions will end real quick. You can have all your savings and all you want to. Come out here and live in a tent under a bridge, and every day they're coming to tell you, you gotta leave. The city coming throwing their stuff away. And if you accumulate stuff, why? You're homeless, you shouldn't. I don't like me. I've learned and gotten myself to where when I find something, I'm not even shame this or whatever, I usually walk away. But my girl, there's things that I pick up and you think you can sell them or whatever, and then just accumulates. People wonder that all the time. Why do you have so much stuff? It's part of normalcy a little bit. You really, literally had a backpack on your back and nothing else. You never feel any kind of more than